There's a perception that there's incredible growth and limitless opportunity in China from the West. You're there day to day running a business. What are the key realities versus these perceptions that keep being perpetuated?
Like everything in life, nothing is all rosy and perfect. You know, it might be, you know, in the headline news that China high growth, you know, plenty of opportunities, billionaires popping up, you know, all the time. And but the reality in China is that it is entering into a stage with more and more complexity. You know, you can just see that China, especially the recent 5 years, I think it's becoming far more complex than before. Because you have, on the one hand, this high growth economy. People are living a better life, you know, getting better paid, moving to better homes, dress better, getting, you know, travel around the world. But on the other hand, you still have a system, a political system, an educational system that are quite stuck in the old days. These changes outpace the system. And that's where I see the complexity comes out. The concept that Chinese government is all powerful, all great, and all, that's just simply not true.
How do you think that's going to play out? How do you see that evolving, particularly in light of what we saw in the Middle East with empowered individuals? Where do you think the change is going to be driven?
Right now, we're at the stage, I don't know if you know, there's a Chinese Twitter called Weibo. It came into existence about 2 or 3 years ago. In China, it is the window for people to get instant information on what's going on. Business leaders, political leaders are all using Weibo as a way to get information, to see what's really going on, and also to hear the voice of the people. You know, it's so instant, there's so much. Right now, I think they said they have 140 million Chinese on Weibo. And that's just an incredible universe. And because people are speaking freely, so you really get a sense of what's going on, the sentiment, the opinion, the feelings, all very, very real, very powerful.
You have 2.5 million?
I have 2.5 million followers, and so I pretty much Weibo tweet every day.
You have embraced it in meaningful ways, so much so that you talk about political and religious and social issues. Has that been something that has also been a challenge for you in terms of your relationship with the government?
With the government? No, I don't think so. I think I have no agenda. I'm just speaking truthfully. It might not be unbiased, because everybody is somewhat biased. But I think so long as, you know, we're speaking truthfully, and I think that's why people want to follow you, because they know. You know, if you started giving these rehearsed answers, and people don't want to hear that. They want to hear this is a real opinion, real story.
You have leveraged social media to help build the brand for your business, but also you and your husband became celebrities within the country. Why do you think there was such interest in the two of you?
Both my husband and I come from really nowhere. My husband comes from one of the poorest villages in rural China. And there's still hundreds of millions of rural villagers there. And they see him as a role model. You know, if he can do it, maybe we can do it. And a lot of people like me, you know, like was once in the factory and say, oh, you know, if she can do it, maybe I can do it. I think that's where the fascination comes from. It's just to see how close we were to one of the people in the village, one of the people in the factory, and to where we are. And so I think that's where people find it interesting. And when I go to conferences, when I go and talk to about this and that opinions, I find people not interested in hearing that. They really want to hear is my story. You know, how did you make it? How did you do it? Along the way, what happened to you? And that's when people are really fascinated.